Good evening, everybody. I'm sure you were all wondering where I was. Um, yeah, it took a little bit longer than usual this evening, but totally worth it. Here is your third eye chakra healing session. It is such beautiful energy. This incense, the third eye chakra incense that I purchased for this specific intent, is just divine. I wish you guys could smell it. It's like my new favorite thing. Okay, so this evening, as I said, we've got the third eye chakra. So, a little bit about it, which I'm sure most of you do know, is this chakra is also known as your brow chakra, if you've ever heard of that, or the third eye center. And it's related to the act of seeing, not only physically, but also seeing intuitively. Okay, it allows us to see more clearly, to see situations more clearly, to see our lives more clearly, if we allow ourselves to bring it into balance. Okay, if we set that intention, if we take the actions related to it in order to bring it in balance and to use it and make it a tool that is useful to us. All right. So this evening we are balancing this chakra. We're focusing only on this area, like we've been doing each individual chakra as we go along every 2 weeks. And obviously we want to balance certain aspects of ourselves at the same time, because that's what this chakra is all about. Okay, it's about balancing the higher and the lower self. It's about getting in touch with your intuition, that inner guidance, your gut instinct, whatever you want to call it, and just a level of consciousness. Okay, so it's about living consciously, it's about being aware of your consciousness, it's about being in touch with your intuition when you need to make decisions, when you need guidance for something. You need to get in touch with your higher self, because that is your connection to the universe or God or the source, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you. Okay, but that is where the information comes from. And I talk about this a lot. If you've ever done a reading with me, I talk about clarity. Okay, clarity of mind, clarity of thought. And this is what the third eye chakra allows us to do. If we really even just focus on that area, sometimes we close our eyes and we focus on that third eye chakra area, we can ask ourselves, what is the best thing to do in the situation? Or we can say, tap into the energies around you that are here to help you, your guides or your guardians, your angels, your ancestors, whatever it is that is within your belief system. Some people believe they are just archetypes, some people believe other versions. All right, it doesn't matter what you believe, whatever your religious or spiritual persuasion is, there's always some kind of connection that you can have, whether it's just your higher self, whether you don't believe that there are other energies above us or around us or in heaven or whatever the case is. Okay, there is still your higher self, your inner knowing. This is what it is. Okay, I'm sure we've all been in circumstances where we feel as if we are feeling something intuitively, and you just know that something is either a good idea or it's a bad idea, and we think to ourselves, okay, I think that I shouldn't be doing this. And we go ahead and we do it anyway, because what do? We go and apply logic and reason to the situation. All right. And we say, okay, no, but logically speaking, this is not the story. This is not how it is. And we give ourselves all these scenarios based on our very limited knowledge from the very limited amount of time we've spent on this planet. And we say, well, logically, that's not going to work, or that's not the truth, or I've heard other things, people say other things, and this is a different story. And eventually we get so wrapped up in that and applying logic and reason and trying to rationalize things and reason with ourselves, that we actually lose sight of everything. And many a time, and I'm sure this has happened to you at least once in your life, you turn around and you say, you know what, I should have followed my gut instinct. I knew that was a bad idea, or I knew that was a great idea. Why didn't I just follow my gut? And this is what it's about. It's about that intuitive knowing. Okay, you just know something. And why don't we trust ourselves? Why don't we say, I know that this is right for me, or I know that this is wrong for me, or I shouldn't engage with this person, or I shouldn't do this thing? That is ourselves giving ourselves intuitive insight, or maybe your guides and your guardians around you giving you intuitive insight and saying, hey, I'm tapping you on the shoulder this is not what you should be doing, or this is what you should be doing. Feel how good this feels. Feel the pull that you have towards this job, this situation, this person, whatever it is. And listen to yourself. Get in touch with it and know that that guidance, you will feel if it's right. I always say, if it feels right, it's right. If it feels wrong, it's wrong. It's that simple. And don't let anything surpass that. Don't then try and apply other things to it that totally knock everything out of the park and put you in a position where you regret not listening to yourself and not tapping into that. Okay? So I'm trying to just show you guys as we go along some of the crystals that I've added tonight. I just decided to add a lot of crystals, especially crystals that are very beneficial for this kind of work if you're into crystals. Okay, so we've got some lapis. You can't really see it here. I'm trying to get the light better. There we go. We've got some lapis. We've got some sodalite. There we go. That's much nicer. I've also got quite a bit of fluorite here. Different colors, purples and blues. They're really, really lovely. The candles are a bit like intense right now. We've got spirit quartz. We've got fairy quartz. I've got what is known as a hagstone. Okay, some of you might know what this is. It was believed that if you looked through it, you could see the future. It's just little things associated with third eye, okay? And on that note as well, in a second, I'm going to talk about the negative connotations or attributes, so to speak, that people attribute to the third eye energy, okay? We've got blue tiger's eye, we've got normal tiger's eye, we've got selenite, the little selenite sphere there, can you see? And the tiger's eyes. Spirit quartz. I've got kyanite here for protection. I've also got black tourmaline at the back there for protection. We've got a lot of amethyst, which is really lovely for third eye work as well. Here's some more sodalite, which is actually one of your third eye stones. If you've ever tried, you can try and put a decent chunk of sodalite on your third eye area, and you should feel like a resonance or a vibration. Okay, it's very much attuned with third eye, and it actually holds a vibration. It's very potent for me, and I've had a lot of people say the minute sodalite is on or near or around the third eye area, that they can really feel it, and there's like a vibration or a sensation, a tingling, something to that effect, that third eye activation feeling. All right, so try that out if you've never tried that out. That might be something interesting. All right, so before we go, I just want to say, there's so many negative connotations to the third eye. There's a lot of stuff I see on YouTube. Warning, open your third eye right now. But don't take responsibility for what happens after this, and people think, oh my goodness, I'm going to encounter all kinds of entities, or I'm going to have somebody standing at the bottom of my bed wanting to communicate with me in the middle of the night. All right. That is not something that you ever have to encounter. If you ask, again, your guides or your guardians, to always give you things in a way that you can handle them, whatever you're emotionally ready for, spiritually ready for, they will never give you something that you can't deal with, okay? Also, if you know that you have your strength and your dominion in place, you know that you have dominion in this realm, you know that you have dominion in your home, all the rest of it, you will never have those kind of negative encounters, okay? You'll never have things like that where, oh my goodness, my third eye's open and I'm seeing all this weird stuff. You set that intention, just like we're setting an intention tonight. You decide what comes into your space. You decide what you experience. You decide when you're ready. And that's just the thing. If you want to develop your intuitive faculties, you can do that. I personally believe that everybody is born with intuition. We're all born with that gut instinct I was talking about. And it's whether you develop it or not, which is up to you. You can come into this life and you can decide to become a hairdresser, and you can become a really great hairdresser, but you do it through practice. You can become a great mechanic because you love fixing cars, but you have to practice, you have to learn. And the same goes for intuitive faculties. Okay, it's something that you have to learn and develop. Not for all people, granted. Some people are literally born with very strong intuition, they're born with hearing people, being able to speak to past loved ones, whatever the case is. But if you really want to, this is something you can practice and develop, especially through meditation, okay? But make sure also that you know what you do and don't allow in your space, what you want to achieve. Set an intention. Don't just mess around. Okay, approach it with respect, and that is when the powers that be and the energies around you will allow you to experience these things and to be able to tap into your intuition more and guide yourself better through your own life. Okay, that's what it's about. Get in touch with that gut instinct. If we follow it every time, we will very rarely get anything wrong. Probably never. But we don't listen to it, and we have doubts and other people's opinions and all of these things that come and interfere with it. All right, so try and tap into it. Try and listen to yourself. And remember that there's two sides to intuition. There's receiving the message, and then there's interpretation. So you have to practice, because the way that you might receive a message or interpret it in the first place may not be 100% right. And then you'll realize after a couple of times something's happened, oh, you know what? This is what this means when it happens. Okay, it does take practice. It does take intention, not haphazard, blase kind of attitude to it. If you're serious about it, you can really tap into it. You can connect to yourself. You can connect to your guides, those energies that are around you that are there to help you to tap into this, to help you to guide you in the right direction, your purpose for which you came here. All right, so I wish all of you this evening a blessed balancing of your third eye chakra. I did set the intention tonight to open and balance the third eye chakra, to do it safely and gently, but obviously not diminishing the power with which we do it. Okay, so we can tap into that, so we can be more in alignment with our purpose, so that we as a group even can shift the consciousness of the planet. If we are more conscious and we are more receptive and we're more intuitive and we feel more, we can make a huge difference, and the way that we interact with other people can also affect that, and it can only be positive. All right, so I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful Friday evening and a beautiful weekend. Tap into this energy, sit quietly, do a meditation, set your intention. I want to be more in tune with myself. I want to be more in tune with my intuition and my intuitive faculties. I want to be better guided through my life and through this journey. And I know that I can do this. My higher self, that connection to source, is what can guide me. And sometimes we lose it because we're too involved with washing the dishes, going to work, buying groceries, and we forget about this. Don't forget that you are a spiritual being as well as a physical being. Okay? You have to marry the two, and that is when life starts working out for you. Okay. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Much love. We will have more updates coming up, but I will chat to you a bit later. Take care. Bye-bye.